Hi, this is Cheryl, and it's Meet the Fam. And today I have a very special, fun friend that's going to tell you a lot of stuff about his life. His name is James, and I love James. James is really one of my little heroes. He doesn't know that, but I watch James go out of his way to help other people all the time. And he probably doesn't want me telling all the secrets, but when you get on a camera, that's what happens. So, James, give him your full name.
My full name is James Grant Greeninger.
Which I can't say.
Yeah, a lot of people can't say it, so no worries.
Greeninger.
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 Like the color green.
Okay. So, yeah, I figured we're going to leave that for James to tell you. And James has been here on the campus as a part of the Embassy Builders for
almost 3 years now.
Nearly 3 years,
Yep.
Coming on 3 years this spring. And oh my goodness, have I watched him grow and change and mature. It's been really a delight to me because I'm watching. I mean, when I first met him, I thought, what a kind-hearted young man. And he's grown into such a gift. Anyway, James, let's go back in life and tell us a little bit about what was it like your childhood. Let's talk about your childhood a little bit.
Yeah, my childhood was, I guess, in some ways pretty normal, but also pretty crazy at the same time. I had a narcissistic mother, and I didn't know about that at first. I knew that there were some odd things that were happening. So there was that. I had a sister, so she kind of knew what was going on too in some ways. But it was pretty crazy. A lot of abuse, a lot of physical, a lot of mental abuse that happened in the house.
Is this your biological mom?
No, this is actually my adopted mother.
So your adopted mother.
Mm-hmm.
So you were adopted out at what age?
I was adopted out at so I was my birth mother. I got taken away from birth from her because she was a drug addict. I got put in, I don't know if it was the foster care system or if it was an orphanage for babies.
Okay.
Then I got
What state was that in?
This was in Oregon, Salem, Oregon. Mm-hmm.
Salem, Oregon.
Salem, Oregon, yep.
Oh my goodness, I was in Salem, Oregon growing up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty crazy.
My dad built houses all over Salem.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It is crazy.
Interesting. So you were in kind of a foster orphanage type setting for how long?
I think it was 6 weeks.
So as a baby.
Yeah.
And then somebody came and said, we want to adopt him.
Mm-hmm.
And so you were adopted, not foster.
Not fostered, no, adopted out.
Adopted out as an infant, basically. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you don't remember that, I'm sure.
No, I don't. I don't.
There are people that are like, nope, I remember all the way back, but that's rare. So you were adopted into a family of a mom that had a lot of issues. Mm-hmm. What was dad like?
Dad was pretty good. I don't really remember too much. Just kind of small things here and there that I've been told, that my father's told me and my mother. So.
Uh-huh. And so have you made contact with your biological mom?
No, I have not.
No. Are you interested?
I was at one point, but now it's just kind of, it's not that big of a deal to me. So.
Yeah. You have a family and it's a big one.
Yeah.
James actually, he thinks he got adopted into that family. He got adopted into this family. Yeah. Now he's like the big brother in a lot of settings. And what a gift, what a grace on his life. He's really amazing. But okay, going back to some of the younger years, you had a lot of trauma.
A lot of trauma, yeah.
A lot of
anger, a lot of hatred.
Hatred, anger, self. How'd you feel about you?
I don't remember really feeling too much about myself. I would say pretty much numb most of the time. Not really feeling my emotions.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then how did that end? How did you get out of that situation?
So I went through that for 18 years. Out of those 18 years, I got kind of 3 breaks from my narcissistic mother. I think custody got changed 2 times, and the 3rd time I ran away for a year. But after I turned 18, a week after my birthday, but came down to California. So
that's how you just were like, I'm 18 now. I'm headed for California. And what made you head to California? What was in California?
I had my stepmother and my father that broke up with my adopted mother. So they were down here in California.
So your father left your narcissistic mom and was down here and married someone else.
Yeah.
And you thought, I'll go down there.
Well, no. So they got they got married. I think it was up in Washington. And this was years ago. They got because my dad got kind of kicked out of the family. My mom divorced him actually. I'm not sure exactly when, but he found Lori. Her name is.
And she was a bright spot.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, she was a bright spot. Yeah, very a big blessing in my life to have. So yeah.
So you moved to California at 18 years old. How old are you right now?
I'm 23.
23. So these last 4 or 5 years have been life-changing.
Yes, they have.
But they've been a journey towards unpacking stuff. Have you been through inner healing?
Yep. Or maybe once or twice.
A little bit of sitting down going, let's look at why I feel the way I feel, what's going on. How much would you say that you have changed in the last 3 years since you've been on the campus?
A lot.
Like unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Yeah. He leads all kinds of things. Honestly, James is a gift and a blessing. And it's really, really been amazing watching God transform you. And by the way, nice shirt.
Yeah, thank you.
He bought that for a Valentine's night banquet. And I was like, oh, my word. He actually told my hubby, he said, I ran out to your house and got one of your shirts. And Dave said to me later, he said, he took one of my shirts? I said, honey, he's like a total different size. He was laughing. He was laughing about it. He's like, he took one of his shirts to wear? He wasn't mad. He was just like, I didn't think we'd fit the same size.
Yeah, well, I went up to him after we got done with the Valentines, and I said, "Hey, here's your shirt back, extra small, right?" And he was kind of puzzled. You can see it on his face a little bit, and then he was like, "No, wait, that's the wrong size," and he got a good chuckle out of it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He's so funny. It was very funny. So speaking of getting chuckles out of things, tell us about your sense of humor.
Yeah, I got a pretty crazy sense of humor. I love pulling pranks, love a good chuckle, a good laugh here and there.
He's constantly.
Yep, constantly.
And this is funny because I used to say before you come to earth, and this is not real theology, okay, but I would say before you come to earth, you get in line in heaven and you say, I want in that line. James got in the humor line over and over and over and over. He is hilarious. And the funny thing is, I used to say in heaven when those lines were forming, which they're not real, but when those lines were forming, I skipped the humor line. I used to not be able to figure out a joke. I can't tell a joke. I'm just not good at that. I love to have fun. Pranks, that's different. I can do a prank. But just telling jokes, I'm not good at that. And he is really, really good at it. He keeps the whole Embassy Builders just in stitches, having fun. So tell us, what is the Embassy Builders? What is that?
I'm just trying to figure that one out myself. Even though I've been here for 3 years.
Yeah, it's been morphing. It's been changing.
Morphing. Yes, it's been morphing. I think I've heard from different people. It's kind of a place that people that are like-minded are welcome to help out and bless the church, and in return they get blessed with a room and board. So.
Yeah. So Embassy Builders is a community that we decided a few years back. We've always had recovery centers and all that. And we thought, no, let's just have a place that people that are stable can actually come together, and they have a family setting. They have a roof over their head. They have food. The food, we don't sit down at a table every night. I love it when I'm out there. I enjoy them thoroughly. They are fun. I love all of them. But the Embassy Builders is just a community of like-minded people that are going, hey, I'll help the church. They serve really 4 days a week, but that's not really true because they're around here. And were you serving yesterday?
Yes, I was serving yesterday.
Yes, it was your day off, and you could do whatever you want. And so what did you decide to do on Monday?
Help out.
So James is like, sure, let me jump in and we'll clean out the whole kitchen.
Yeah.
And he's just got a heart of gold. But there's been seasons that he's worked for other people a day or two a week where he's gone off campus and done little side jobs a couple days a week, right?
Yeah.
And we are kind of looking at that, saying if people out there have just side jobs they need done, these guys are good guys to just hire and go, hey, I need a Saturday, I need a Sunday, I need a Monday. Those are the available days. And you can have them do little yard projects or whatever. They know how to do a lot because they've gotten versed in many, many areas of the church. They're the ones that take down all the chairs. They're the ones that set up all the chairs, clean things. I mean, you've actually gotten in on some wrenching. You like to.
Yep. Wrenching cars.
Yep. He's gotten in on some of that and just trying to learn things. It's hard because there's so much normal stuff that has to happen. I know they're talking right now about the possibility of some of you guys going down and working in the garden area and trying to get that off the ground. And in the long run, you end up looking back. Some of them currently have been rebuilding the 400. I mean, adding walls. You guys have bedrooms now. You used to live in a dorm, and now they built out bedrooms. And James has the nicest one because he's very helpful and he's been here the longest. He's got seniority in the way of serving. And had he not been a servant heart and just always trying to help people, I told on you, because he likes to just be a blessing and he's always trying to think, who can I bless? Who can I help? And that is a quality that is very rare and it's a very beautiful quality. So James is always just a blessing, but I know God has good things and big things for James, and wouldn't shock me at all if God didn't drop something into his heart or mind and then him build out some amazing thing someday. But for now, I'm very, very, very happy that you're right here.
Me too.
No, I'm so delighted. And your life watching, I'm just like, look at James, look. And it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So what are the hardest things that you've gone through living in community, and what would you say the hardest thing is?
Probably the noise. That's pretty difficult. Kind of winding down.
Trying to get everybody to shut down at the same time at night.
Yeah, and then kind of waking up, because some people want to sleep in, and some people want to wake up and get their day started, and some people don't. So everybody is a little bit different, has a different routine.
Oh my goodness. Dave and I sleep in the same bed and we're very different. I'm like, let's get to bed really early. And then I set my alarm recently. I've been setting it for 2:50. I'm like, okay, that's very early.
Yeah.
I thought 4:00 was early. And so then you just dial it back a little bit. And then you're like, oh, when I get up at 4, I feel like, wow, 4 is great. But I wasn't an early morning person until God spoke to me about it. So for me, that was a change. I was the night person. I was liking to be up in the night. But what about you? Are you a night person or a morning person?
I would say maybe both, because I can stay up late, and then sometimes I can do really good in the morning, and sometimes I don't. So
you're capable to do either one, whatever you're needed to do. That's wonderful. That's called flexibility.
Yeah, flexibility. Yep.
Living on this campus will teach you to be flexible.
Yep.
It will. And if you're inflexible, this is a terrible place to be. If you're like, no, I'm going to do it this way all the time. It's like, this is not a good place to be, because everything moves and adjusts. My husband calls it Gumby, super Gumby.
Yep.
If you're flexible, you don't break. If you're rigid, then something's going to come out of joint. Life is hard. So the hardest part, you say, is maybe the trying to settle everybody in at night. And do you guys, well, this is not for the camera, but do you guys have a big fan in there now so there's noise so that you don't?
No, not yet.
Okay, we need to do that because that takes care of some of the room noise, just the bumping around and everything.
We're doing pretty good so far. Yeah. Like,
Good.
I mean, it's funny we're talking about this right now, because last night I think I got to bed around 12 because I was helping somebody, replace a tire. So that was, so that was pretty fun taking care of that,
And then you got up at?
I think we got up around, I don't quite remember. Yeah.
But you're over there at 8:00 for a startup meeting and you all joined together. Yeah. So let's see, what else can I find out about you? If you, like we've got right now, Matt and
Mm-hmm.
Dean and Zach and Brian, anybody else of the guys? And
I don't believe
we've
so.
got three girls over on the other
Mm-hmm.
side. Anyway, they all live together in a
Mm-hmm.
community. They've all got separate bedrooms. And we just finished off the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So the other side now has 3 or 4 open rooms. They don't have full doors, they have 3 walls,
Mm-hmm.
and they're bigger. So people that wanted to live with a little more space but not have complete closed off can be
Mm-hmm.
on that side. But it's exciting to watch the build out of the embassy builders, and more exciting than that, it's exciting to watch the build out of your life
Mm-hmm.
and what God's done for you.
Yeah.
What would you say is the greatest thing that God has done in your life and for you? Would you say healing? Like what would it look like if you look back over life, and how is the healing happening in your life?
Yeah, that's a good question. Kind of a tough question for me because I would say I don't really see that healing all the time. Kind of, I guess, maybe blindsided in some ways to that healing. Sometimes I have to tell myself to take a step back and, okay, what has God done? What has God taken care of? I have a roof over my head, food to eat. So I mean, I would say, those things are pretty good. But I'm pretty sure that there's, more things that, God's done, taken care of. I just kind of
Oh my
little bit
goodness.
blindsided to that.
Oh yeah, for us looking at you, it's very, very obvious.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much maturing, so much
Mm-hmm.
really you're coming into your own, and
Yeah.
you're able to jump in and go, no, I can do that. I
Mm-hmm.
got that. When you got here, would you have been like that?
Yeah, I probably could, but a little more skittish, probably.
Little more
Yeah.
skittish, yeah. Yeah, and now I look at you and I just see the strength of, no, we can do this, or why wouldn't we do this? And
Yeah.
I see the maturing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite verse or anything that do you have anything in your heart that's like, this is what God says to me, or this is what I want to see him do, or do you have any dreams, anything you want to share?
Sure. Why not? Right.
Yeah, go for it.
Dreams. I really enjoy helping people.
And you're in the perfect person
yeah.
for that, perfect place for that, because if that's you're servant hearted and you have the gift of helps, and that is a legitimate spiritual gift, and everybody doesn't have it, and it makes me laugh because there are people that I adore that do not have the gift of helps. It's just like, no, don't ask me to help. I always think, ask me to help. I want to
Yeah.
help. That's fun to me. But you're that way on steroids. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm kind of, I guess, always thinking of like, how can I help myself to be able to do that? Like, what's, because obviously, to help people, you need some kind of funds, or you need some kind
Yeah.
of thing to, be able to help other people, maybe, buying furniture for people, or,
pretty fun.
giving them some gas
Tools.
money or tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I
running
guess,
them across town all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It just costs money.
yeah, it costs money. So it's like, I'm always trying to think of, well, how can I make money to be able to do that?
Yeah.
What kind of businesses, do you need to, to make a decent amount of money to be able to help people? So it's like, I'm praying, like, God help me become a businessman to be able to make some decent funds to be able to,
To be a blessing.
yeah, to be a
What a
blessing for other
great-
people.
That's
So,
a perfect goal. That's wonderful. Be an entrepreneur of sorts in your own right. It'll be interesting to see.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to pray for that. I'm going to pray that God gives you creative ideas so that you'll end up to really in the right place to make good money and always be able to be a blessing. You're a blessing all the time. And I don't know how you pull it off, but you are constantly being a blessing to everybody. So pretty wonderful. And honestly, if I ever ask him anything, I bring somebody new in, he's always jumping in there and going, can I run him to the store? Can I help? What can I do to help? Which is so wonderful. If we all get that attitude in life out there, wherever we are, it's like, how can I help? How can I be a blessing? It's very, very, very wonderful. So let's see. If you could write your own future and you're like, okay, I'm going to create my own future right here, what would it be? My future If I wrote my own, it would look nothing like what's happening. So I'm just saying, theoretically, if you could write your own future, you would be a businessman. Do you have a wife and kids? How many kids?
Oh, that's a good question.
Want 10?
Probably a big family.
Big family.
I've always dreamed of having a big family.
So lots of kids.
Lots of kids, yeah.
And what kind of a father would you be?
That's a good question. Hopefully a good father. Yeah,
You like to help. You like to be
help,
there
yeah.
for them.
I guess kind of like God. I guess God's a good father. So
He's a great father, and he always is loving and kind no matter what. And we get lots of practice at that. How do we be loving and kind no matter what's happening? So yay. Well, yay. I'm really happy you're getting to meet everybody out there, everybody that's getting to meet James. You'll see him in an usher shirt. You see him. Are you in an usher shirt?
I was doing that for a while. I took a break.
Took a break from ushering. He's everywhere. So you see him cleaning up before and after church and all kinds of stuff. He's just all over the place, helping, always helping. What kinds of things are you doing these days? You're just mainly doing embassy builder and helping Ed with whatever and helping Pat with whatever.
Yeah,
all that
pretty
kind
much,
of stuff. Yeah, that's a full-time job. And then some. So, okay, I'm going to pray for James for creativity, that God will give him all the desires of his heart. And honestly, it's beautiful, beautiful watching you grow into who you are. And my goal here, my dream, and I think it's God's dream, is to have an embassy of heaven, which is a place where people are just loving and kind and really, really helpful with each other. And that's a challenge because that makes the old man die. And you can't just go, something might be coming up. It's like, oh, let's deal with what's coming up. Let's not act out, right? But I have seen James help so many people through this. And the other side of that is there's the situation when you have embassy builders, we have people coming in and you don't know what all's going on in their lives. And then something going on over here. And we have to have the integrity to be willing to say, hey, we got issues. We got something going on. Let's talk about it. Let's get rid of this. And we work really hard to keep the embassy builder place a community of people that are going to do the right thing. They're going to make the right choices. And I'm very thankful for James in all of that. He has been a gift and a blessing and really stood with integrity and just said, this is right and this is wrong and this may cost me, but I'm going to do the right thing. So I'm proud of you and I'm excited for all that God has for you. And I will be most delighted to see your little munchkins one day. But don't get in a hurry. You got the rest of your life. I think we're headed into the millennial reign of Christ. And I think raising children at that point will be so much easier. Can you imagine having a wife and kids when there's no demonic activity whatsoever?
Not really.
No.
It's kind of hard to believe. Yeah.
None of us can. It's just beyond our imagination, which is what the Bible says he's going to do. But when Satan is bound up, I always would say, oh my word, what a great time to get married. What a great time to have children when he's all put on hold for 1,000 years. And there'll be no death, no sorrow, it's just all beautiful. I'm like, oh, what a great thing. So I'm always like, let's usher in the millennial reign of Christ for all of you guys. I believe we're going to see that. I know God told me I would see it in my lifetime. He said, you will live through the transition of the ages. So for me, I look at you and I think, oh, what a wonderful, wonderful time to have children. This is an amazing season in the next years ahead. So right now you're doing the best thing you could do because you're serving God with all of your heart and he will bless you. I have zero question in my mind. So I'm going to pray for James right now. And I want to pray just you, when you see him, you can thank him, bless him. He's a blessing. So God, I thank you for James. I thank you for the gift of James. I thank you that you've brought him where you've brought him from and where you've brought him to. Thank you for the strength of character, for the desire to do the right thing, really even the ability to tell on himself when he makes mistakes, God. I just bless James. I thank you that you're up to something that's beyond what he yet understands. And God, I'm asking you to give creative ideas to him open the windows of heaven and cause him to be blessed, that he would be able to be a blessing all throughout his life, that he would be able to just have the children and have a beautiful family that represents your glory. God, thank you that you brought him here for this season to really teach him how to serve. And he has really been such a blessing and such a gift. So God, bless him abundantly. And thank you for James. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So James, you have anything else you want to say to everybody at all?
Nope, I'm pretty good.
You're pretty good. All done. Well, what's your favorite drink and what is in that?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. If you see James around here, he probably has a can of Dr. Pepper in his hand. Right now we poured it into the GT thing, and this is Cardio Miracle. My husband swears by it, so I'm like, I need all the help I can get. So I drink Cardio Miracle all the time, and James drinks Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
But when he's 65 like me, he'll probably be drinking Cardio Miracle. So God bless you. So happy you joined, and now you get to know James when you see him around. Okay, bless you.